need to be very wary of ga ba setse ba pusha dipalo ko pele no gore ba na le ga ba itetlele gore ba tlogele space se sentse just behind that defense because ga se tlhopha sa MASITAOKA se ka le mogase ba le ka go tshamekela dibolo tse dintsi ka moraga ga the defense tlhopha sa Holy Ghost ba go iphitlhela le gore nako ntsi ba maka ba lebile go post ya bone and o bone maabane se fe mo gore hala ha thana le ba kopaleng ya gago go nna le mathata
ba consider a lot of goals this season tlhopha sa Holy Ghost but ga sa mantsi le be dino tsa ba dinuseng they only scored 5 goals a bit of concerning yana for Mokatisi o lebeletse the way ile gona gore ba tsama ba ntse ba consider ka teng.
Yeah, I think it's a call for concern, obviously, for Holy Ghost. You can't concede 12 games, you can't concede 12 goals, you know, under fewer games. But, you know, it's not surprising. They've even scored 5 goals. It's not even surprising considering how they started last season. I think they really struggled even last season. I think, you know, there are glimpses of what happened last season this time around because you look at, you know, the main goals they considered. They shipped in a lot of goals even last season. This time around, it certainly shows that, you know, that's going to be the very same story that's going to be scripted by Holy Ghost. So clearly, they're going to have to really step up this time around, try to shut the back door, try to have themselves organized in that back line because, like I've said, there is so much quality in that. You know, those players have played together in that back line. So, you know, this time around, they're going to have to find a formula of trying to shut the back door because they can't afford to continue with, you know, just allowing so many goals.
All right, tla re tsamaye re utlwe lo Mokatiso ya setlhopha sone sa MASITAOKA Thalobang Thaga gore o bona la pele motshameko le tsela gompieno ka tsela ntseng jang.
And play to win. So we have not been scored a lot of goals. We've been working on that through the week. Unfortunately for us, we've got about 7 or 6 guys that are out because of injuries. But we've got a team out there that we trust, that we believe is going to give us results. The change at the back, Lesotho has been doing pretty well. He was out of the last game because of suspension, so you brought him back into the centre back position. Our left back he's out on suspension, so we have pushed Booster to the left back position. So the change at the back was more to do with the suspensions than anything else. In the midfield and up front, because of the way we want to play, we try to bring in players that can give us a lot more creativity, which is what we've been lacking in our past couple of games.
Okay, Mokatisi a rialo Thalobang Thaga a re batshameki ba go ba le gore nantsa ba tlhoka against the possibility for ba buile sengwe se leng gore sa go nna le impact ala mo motshameko le tsela go pele.
Yeah, it's good that gona le positives on that side. We're talking about players ba long gore gongwe ba misa go setlhopheng sa gagwe, but the others ba long gore at least they're available for selection mo tsatsi la gompieno ba ke ba long gore ke bangwe ba dumelang thata mo go bone gore ba tla tsamaya gongwe ba mo direla tiro. And these are areas o buile ka defense very areas tse leng gore ga re nna nako tse dintsi re bua gore ga se tseo temperant thata ka tsone, ga se tseo batlang go nna go change ga kgone go bona a center back pairing kana a back four hela e leng gore e nna consistent ke yone e leng gore o tla tsamaya gongwe o e dirisa with exception to gongwe tsone di-injury le tsone di-suspension yalo. But gompieno ka gore kgone gore bangwe ba batshameki ba go ba nne teng for selection. It's good that now he's able to try other players ba e leng gore gongwe ntse ba sa kgone gore ba tshameke because ne e le gore gone ba bangwe ba sentsane ba le teng. So ke dumela gore mo tsatsing la gompieno with the players ba na le bone a re bone gore bone ba tla tsamaya ba dira ka tsela e ntseng yang. I know he's missing quite some names tse e leng gore ne re ka solela gore ba nne teng mo tsatsing la gompieno, but re tla tsamaya re bona gore ba e leng gore ba teng mo bogompieno ba tla dira ka tsela e ntseng yang.
Pele ga ke go tsenya ha tla tsamaye re go Mokatisi wa setlhopha sa Holy Ghost re chikoto go tla gore ene motshameko o ne wa against setlhopha sa MASITAOKA o bona pele ka tsela e ntseng jang.
Lately, our result was not favoring us, but this time I think we are prepared for a victory with MASITAOKA today. We made about 5 changes. The goalkeeper, Denver, is back as a right back, and we brought in a youngster, Lamo, in the midfield, and Kaunda as well. He missed the previous game. And Mbise is our dependable, is our first choice. You know, sometimes players get injured, you replace him with another goalkeeper. But this time, we feel now he's ready for the battle, and we need result, we need experience. So we just go by that because MASITAOKA is not a team to underrate because 3/4 of the boys in MASITAOKA, they are young with pace and skill, so we need to be conscious as we approach them.
MASITAOKA is not a team to underrate. Go bua mo katisi wa setlhopha sone so ele sa Holy Ghost ya lo re tshigoti.
Yeah, ke motshameko le gore ba itse gona gore ga ba tshwanela gore ba latlhegele. Ba tshameka le MASITAOKA ne ntse re bua gona gore ba itse gona gore MASITAOKA ntse ba tshwenya. Me ya ka utlwa bua gore ba batla 3 points gompiko. So ba itse gona go botlhokwa ba teng la go wa change le hale gona mme go utlwa gona gore e butumela gona gore Mbiso o buile mo teaming. So ke sengwe se re tselo gore ke positive thata mo go ene. So ke dumela gona gore ya tana motshameko ene gore wa itse ba o tata ka approach because ke coach le different compared to last season. So le no batla gona gore maybe a nne le sa ga gona gore okay no ke tsenya ke ithala le gore MASITAOKA ntse henya go Holy Ghost me yana ke batla gore ke dire botoka but mo ga go depend na mo gore approach ya go nna yang le go itse gona gore team ya gagwe ha se defender ba batla go tswa yang ha ba se ba tshwere bolo ba batla go tswa yang so di tse di ya go matchara thata gona gore in possession of the ball and out of possession gona gore ba go shape yang go se gona botlhokwa le go itse gona gore di player tse le gore wa identify ba le gore o dumela gona gore ba dingalo o ba emisa yang because wa itse gona gore MASITAOKA na le player tse le gore ba go ba tsenya dingalo ne re bua ka gona gore ba na le player tse le ba gona go overlapa ba le gore ba go khathela mo teng ba le ka gona gore ba ede dipalo ha gane so o tshwana ke gore ba na le plan ya gona go itse gona gore dilo tse dintse yalo o di emisa yang gona gore a gona go iponela dintha tse tharo me ra ke motshameko le ke dumela ka ntse ke go tlhalosa gape ga ntse le gona gore o tshwanela ke gona gore a nno se no eli mo motshamekong.
Go sa go mo katising wa setlhopha sone sa Holy Ghost na bua gona gore ba nile yalo le 5 changes yalo ga ba tsena yalo mo motshamekong.
Yeah, I spoke of 5 changes tse leng gore ke tsamaya ke dumela gore ke dingwe tse leng gore go na tsamaya lebile sone setlhopha sa MASITAOKA gore ke setlhopha se se tshamekang yang. He spoke of the young players ba leng gore wa ba bona ko MASITAOKA gongwe ke sone se leng gore se gotlhile gore precisely ba busa players like bo Katlego Mbiza make sure gore is his first choice abale available for that game gore a kgone gore gongwe ba emise sone setlhopha sa MASITAOKA ko morago le ene hela batshameki ba gongwe ba leke gore ba pull up their socks ba khona gore ba ipatlele tsone di notes tsena and actually get all the 3 points in today's encounter.
All right, atla re ka tselentse jana ra tabogela ya le gone ka ko DINALEDI ka go re tsamara ntse re bona gore motshameko kana motshameko o tsamaya ntse o ra rabologa ka tselentse jang.
Afternoon. Very interesting game, Nelly. You look at MASITAOKA, how they're lining up. They're playing a 1-4-3-3 system with a double pivot in the midfield. So they're telling you that they want to keep it so compact and not allow Holy Ghost to penetrate. So this is how they line up. And for me, the most interesting player to watch out today, Nelly, it should be jersey number 2, Bogale Gorata, who's going to be influential, especially playing that number 10 role in terms of linking up with the midfield and the front 3. So he should be the man that whenever he's on song, we should see MASITAOKA playing well.
The team of officials, the referees, they will talk to the captains for them to pick the signs and who will kickstart the game going forward. So here we are, Bono Tebe, Okedise Kisope, Vincent Tomeleso, as well as Abel Benyaso, the fourth official there. These are the men who are responsible for today's game. And now we turn our attention to this. This morning they were at church, they were praying for a win. Both teams will look to the heavens for a win, but this is how they line up the Holy Ghost.
Same system as MASITAOKA, but the difference is that in the midfield they're playing a single pivot. So that means that they only have one defensive midfielder in Pila, Michael Pila, who's going to provide cover and screen, the defense. But for me, the man to look out for, Nelly, is jersey number 44, Denver Meyer, who's been converted. Remember last season, he was playing as a right winger, but he finds himself now playing as a right back.
We are all going to pause a little bit for a moment of silence for the departed soldier, a great man, an African son of the soil, Rahman Gumbo, as the players make their way to the center line to pay homage and respect to the man who took part in coaching some of the other teams in this country. Rahman Gumbo, the Zimbabwean mentor who was a coach of the Zimbabwean national team as well as some of the teams here in Botswana. And so we pause to pay respect to the departed man. There we go, with respect for Rahman Gumbo, his coach, Zimbabwe, won with the national team there, came to Botswana, won with Township Rollers in 2010 when they won the league. Their goalkeeper, Kabelo Dambe, at that year was also goalkeeper of the year. They also had Terence Mandaza, top goal scorer as well, Muluba as well. So they had a couple of players there who won under the coach there, Coach Rahman Gumbo.
Yeah, he was a soldier nearly, and he has succeeded as a player and as a coach. So obviously, is a man that deserves respect. And just yesterday we talked about how he made SOA a good team, and the first season SOA they got to find themselves in the top 8. It was that man Rahman Gumbo leading the technical team.
We are done with the talking. We are done with the promises. The game starts now. The Holy Ghost in maroon will be kicking on your pictures from right to left, and then the home team, MASITAOKA, from left to right. I can tell you, both these two teams, they come into today's game with more than just a hope. They would have wanted to get the 3 points this afternoon. Both teams want to create their own ambition. It's a dream of fantasy. For MASITAOKA, theirs is a young project, fresh and yet ambitious. You can see with the infrastructure that they have built in here. Their counterparts, Holy Ghost, they have a new coach, and with that comes a new ambition. It is the very best that football has to offer. Sit back and enjoy, because definitely we are going to see quite a lot more in this particular game. I'm told reliably on the team that is wearing maroon, you got to look at jersey number 4. He's making his debut in the Premier League, a youngster for that matter. He comes slightly outside in the western part there, in a small village called Dukwe. So we will see just how he's able to settle there. He is on the ball, he's snippy, he's quick, he's a dead ball specialist, we are told.
Very fresh, and it's a good thing, as much as you are competing in the elite league, to always see the youngsters being introduced. Talking about the youngster, jersey number 4, Batlopi, he can switch on the ball. He's got that ability, and also he's got the power to take on the shots. So that's something that we can look forward to him.
Our eyes will definitely, will keep an eye on him. Jersey number 4 on the maroon side there. He's the youngest on the field today and making his ever first Premier League game. We will see whether, and he's been given such a huge task really to try and direct play, try and make things happen. His counterpart on the other side, jersey number 2, there's a lot, you talked about him, there's a lot more on him this afternoon. His coaches expect at least a goal from him this afternoon.
Of course, and playing that role, it comes with a lot of responsibility, because you need a genius in that position, because it's so crowded nearly. So you need a player that can always be 3 seconds ahead of other players and be able to read the game so well.
A couple of youngsters in today's lineup. This man on the ball, jersey number 20, only 19 years of age. He's given a full responsibility of being a centre back. Kibwana, what a player, what a future he has ahead of him.
And he's got the height, so the most important, that's what you need. He can be able to deal with the aerial ball so well. And one thing that you always need in the modern game, Neil, is a player that can be, comfortable on the feet.
MASITAOKA will have a chance. Tuto, what can he do? He will provide him the much needed cross, and they're easily dealt with. However, it is still on the danger zone here. What can they do? Tuto, they are forced to go back. Sinono, they will play through the line. This is our man. We'll see exactly what he can bring here. Can he get it before it goes out? Unfortunately, it goes out. They are missing Monty MASITAOKA, Enosa, one of the key players as well as Brian Mankanku. So they are missing quite a couple of players really who have exerted themselves very well in this pitch. We will see how he was lamenting about it. The coach there talking about 6 or 8 players who are missing in today's lineup. They've got to do with what they have. That is the life of a Premier League team. there is no time for mourning and complaining.
But you know, mentioning those two players particularly, you know, Brian Mankangu and Montinuza, these are influential players in the setup for Masitaoka, especially the system, how they play. And remember, the last game, Brian Mankangu is the one who scored. So obviously, for consistency and his experience so far in the league, you will always be happy as a coach to have such player in the field, to always be to make things happen for them. So obviously, he will be missed.
He's adjudged to be offside. He's adjudged to be offside. So we will see exactly Onaletata Obupile in one of his rare forays up front. Jersey number 19 there. It must be said that there's a welcome development in the skies up there. There are blankets of clouds that keep on reducing, dimming the heat, and you can see the players will be quite joyous to these kind of changes. The sun keeps disappearing in the clouds, much to the relief. Look at how this was kicking everything that's in front of him there, and as he gets the attention, he would be the man that coach Machine would have pinned his hope on, Butsile Sakana.
One player that is versatile. Remember, he coached him at Notwaneneli, and he was playing as a right back. At some point, he was converted being a CDM, and right now he finds himself as a winger. So that tells you how versatile, how important he is. And he's one player that was just graduating just a few days back from the University of Botswana.
Yeah, he's a graduate. Has been able to mix school and football. Sakana, he'll be hoping to put the cherry on top after graduating at school. It's a great shot. It's a great stop from Bize, really. Well done to the goalkeeper. He had to see it from a cluster of players who were sitting in front of him, and he was able to see that one out. Chose Kaunda, Chose Masitaoka on the attack. It's a nice ball to Sakana. Can he get there on time? Should have done better, really. That was an opportunity for Taro Ratsukudu. It was an opportunity. It was a glorious ball put across the defense and the goalkeeper there. Have a look.
Look at the pass, Nelly, and he's hitting it the first time. Good delivery into the box, but the connection, it was wrong. He could have tried to use the laces and try to push it across the face of the play.
Bize, already he is beginning to talk to his team, and Kaunda, he's a veteran, very well experienced in running those channels. You've got to look at jersey number 2, Horata Bukhale. He's a player they believe in so much. Ramiz Daze, the South African, came from a young team in a younger division, Sampdoria, in South Africa there, and hoping to ignite his career. Yet to get his first goal here, Ramiz Daze. And they do play well, Masitaoka. It is finding the back of the net that has become an Achilles for the team.
And that can even give him the confidence, but you are saying they're playing well, they're a ball-playing team, they're creating a lot of chances, but sometimes he doesn't get those balls that can be able to put him with the goalkeeper so that he can be able to get a goal.
Demfa, he will play the ball across to the defense there to see what they can do, and they go back to Umbize. He will take his time in Bize and chooses Pila. Chose. It's a long ball, and he will put up his hand to apologize for that misplaced pass. You get a sense of feeling that this game is just about to explode, that the two teams are still seizing each other out, but you can see they are looking for that opening that chance really to take it, both of them going at each other like that.
And the good thing, you need to look at the weather. The weather is favorable, Nelly, so it allows both teams to be able to take the game at each other at a high tempo game. So you expect them we expect to have a good game, and you see how they're keeping the ball and just waiting for the right moment.
Just waiting for the right moment. Are they Ubusiswe Habadisi, who provide a ball easily dealt with by Muluki Kebalipile. He's a traveled man as well, Muluki Kebalipile, so he comes in here with a bit of experience as well. The team may be new in the league, but he's been around. Bohale easily dealt with, but albeit temporarily. What can they do? You can see they're trying to play that combination play there, Masitaoka, but the Holy Ghosts are very, very, very alert. The Ghosts are very alert. This is the young man I talked about, jersey number 20. You can see able to cover up for his mate when they had lost the ball. Kaunda. And it's a loose ball. This time around, they have been shopping and changing their goalkeepers. Masitaoka this afternoon going for a Victor James on the post there.
Of course, Nelly, you look at the league table, you look at the goal against, it's -2, so they're conceding a lot of goals. So this can call for a change in the goalkeeping department and try and bring a fresh goalkeeper and see how it will pan out.
They are quick, they are slick, they are joy to watch. Denver, he is a very adventurous right back, floats in the ball, easy catch for Victor James. His intention was never to, you would never have imagined him playing for Holy Ghost Denver. Tried his luck with Township Rollers, couldn't quite make it really. Was hoping he could play for Habaru United, he just couldn't get the contract there, and ultimately settling for Holy Ghost. It has been a good experience for him, because suddenly he's converted into the right back position, and he's seen a lot of game time now.
And I can tell you, Nelly, you talk about Denver, it's not like he has failed at Township Rollers, but he was hit by so many injuries that kept him out for long, and that denied him the chance for people to see him and to express himself. But you talk about being given a chance here. He has been given a chance, and he's been able to play. And you look at that ball, taking on the man and putting in the cross. But I can tell you, he wanted to locate Kaunda being the top man, but you can expect more and more from him.
It's a set piece. Holy Ghost look like they are not too sure of what they'll be doing when they are set pieces really. He floats it in, it's a good ball, but easily dealt with by Masitaoka there. The jersey number 5 able to deal with it. Ubusitso Habadisi alert and averting danger there. Masitaoka, they will play out to Tuto, who will try to release his fellow player Sakara, but not able to get him.
You know, I remember yesterday we talked about the Namibians who are playing their trade in our league. Yesterday I saw the team list for Namibia in the next upcoming qualifiers, Neil, and I've seen 5 players who are playing in our league who has been called for the national team.
They'll be hoping to impress even more, so that in the early part of the year they'll be part of the AFCON finals, because Namibia has been able to qualify for those games. Good to see really that there is something positive that Namibia is doing. Great achievement on any of these SADC teams really to qualify for the AFCON finals.
And you look at the group that the teams that they were drawn against, they were against Cameroon, they were against Burundi, so it was a tense competition, and they were able to top the group, and Cameroon qualified as a number 2 and on the last game, so that tells you how good Namibia they are, Nick.
Mbize, he's a clown, this goalkeeper. Sometimes he is lovely to watch. Mbize Cooper, Masitaoka on the attack. They are forced to go back really to dig deep. Eric Chizake, the captain, for MASITAOKA. Plays the ball back to his counterpart there, who will take his time as well. Mbize. Mbize. Kinose plays to counter, offside. He needs to do better than that counter.
He needs to time his runs, Nelly. This is the second offside they caught him, but you talk about Mbize. He's one of the few goalkeepers in the league who are so comfortable in terms of playing from the back, and that's one key area why he has always been the first choice for a club like Holy Ghost, even last season, because he gives them the chance to be able to build from the back.
It's a nice ball. Obusite, what can he do? Floats in quite a nice ball. He loses everybody except the left back there. And they will clear the lines, the Holy Ghost. He's a joy to watch. Horata Bokhale, jersey number 2. He's lanky, but he's quick. He's got a quick fit. That's definitely, you would think it's a foul. He throws the ball on the ground. Definitely that's a yellow card. But you can understand the frustration. His frustration, he would have thought that should have been given a foul. You need to play to the whistle when it wasn't given really. Butsile Sakana banging the ball on the ground there to get that yellow card.
But the retaliation, Nelly, you don't do that as a player because you know it might just land you in trouble. Look at that replay. Yes,
fouled.
He's been fouled, and the referee has already blown the whistle, but you don't retaliate. Now he's been booked, and he might even miss the next game. We are not too sure. He just needs to be careful.
Remonstrating with the referee there. Picks the ball up. Tuto, can he cut it? He does very well under the circumstances. He's got to be very careful. He's got to be very, very careful, Sakana, because he already has been booked, Sakana, and the referee talks to him to say, calm down. Calm down. Look at that. It was an aggressive tackle from him.
And he doesn't play the ball, he plays the man. So surely he's frustrated from the previous incident. He just needs to be calm.
Ubupile, you float the ball in. It's a nice ball, but it goes out for a goal kick.
Both teams, they're not playing through the middle. You look at MASITAOKA, they're trying to use the right-hand side where Butsile is playing because he's quick and he can be able to bring in those crosses for the likes of Dazi. And the same thing as for Holy Ghost, they're using Denver on the right-hand side to attack.
It's a nice play by MASITAOKA, really. And the ball is played outside. It will be a corner kick for MASITAOKA, and they will organize themselves readily to try and see exactly what is going to happen there. Can MASITAOKA make the best out of this? To be floated in. Short of what they would have expected. Tuto with this try, and the guys have sent the ball high in the skies, really. So we will see. It's a free kick to Mbize. Katlaho Mbize. Look at that. Giving him a nudge, Ramiz Dazi. He is one of the few foreign players in this MASITAOKA team, Ramiz Dazi, the South African Ramiz Dazi. And yet to get a goal, like he said, as soon as he can get one, then you know Avulegile. Amasango.
Yeah, he just needs to score that one goal that will give him the confidence. But talking about the foreign players, MASITAOKA is one team that they were able to bring in the Namibians. Remember Ivan, the centre back, who's going to Arap, who's part of the national team as well. And then you have Seb, who's going to Galaxy. And then you have Myras, who yesterday we watched playing for SUA. So that can tell you that they've recruited so well that they can be able to court the attention of other teams.
They are a selling team, MASITAOKA. They are not the team to keep players who want to move on. You want to see that as long as the timing is okay, where the team is able to replace, that becomes good for a team. So the kind of structure they have put in place is one where they are looking to make players rather than be buying players. Really, they want to make players rather than buy players. It's a good ball, and Dazi Bukhale, it just couldn't drop for him in time. Mbiza, you can see how clever he is, the goalkeeper for Holy Ghost. He takes time to make sure that their play is not hurried. Every time he gets the ball, he will delay. What can he do? He gets with a full force there, and then he let it run off the play. Should have done better there.
He should have done better. He wanted to play a cut back, and also sometimes before you even cross that ball, you need to look up and check the number of players who are making the entries into the box. So you can see that sometimes they lack those numbers into the final third.
Does it? Wanted to release Rashukudu, just couldn't crack it. Here's the young man again on the ball. They will play it wide to Tuto. The two teams would realize they've got to be very patient in how they build. It cannot be sustained where every time they have the ball they rush to go forward. They have to have some sort of order and structure of how they go forward. Good 10. Biza will mop up and clean up.
You know, they attack in moments, Nelly. You can't always be on the run. So at some point you need to reserve the energy and sometimes keep the ball rotated, look for those small pockets to be able to place the ball there. So you can see the strategy from the two teams that as much as they're running, they need to keep the ball.
Sends it over the goal. Sends it over the goals. You thought he would do much better there. And he was hurried into taking that shot.
If you look at the replay on that ball, yes, the idea was there because you could see that the goalkeeper was out of his line. So he just wanted to flick it over the goalkeeper, but he applied a lot of pressure on that ball. But the idea was brilliant.
Can he provide a cross? He's forced to go back. Ubusiswe. Senono widens the pitch to Tuto, and it will be a throw in to MASITAOKA. You've got to look at this. Look at this guy here, hurried into taking that shot and looping it over the goalpost there.
He was under pressure because there were two defenders who were chasing, who were applying a lot of pressure. So he had to be quick and make the decision. But like I'm saying, the idea was there.
There's a way in which Mbiza is enjoying himself with that kind of pass. You watch him when he's making that pass, and Mbiza, the goalkeeper. Kaunda. It's a weak shot that the keeper is able to deal with very easily.
You know, earlier, you talked about, the goalkeepers, in terms of how MASITAOKA are changing and chopping of the goalkeepers. Remember, before it was More, and right now it's James. But the big question is, if I was to ask you, do you think a team like MASITAOKA, they've replaced Thabo Motswakole, who was key for them last season?
The referee, assistant referee there, clearly seeing that foul over there. So 23 minutes into the first half, we are yet to see the goal that breaks the ice. And you've got to look at the number of goals that MASITAOKA have scored. They are quite few, really. So perhaps that is the downward in terms of how they've been playing. They are able to see much of the ball. It is in the last third. Sakana provides a good ball, but there are fewer people there inside that box. Denver will win a free kick. And you got a feeling that their supporters would begin to increase as soon as we go into the latter part of the afternoon. Some would be still behind the church, still praying. Some will have longer prayers for various reasons. So as soon as they are done with the church service prayer and everything, then they can come and join their team.
You expect the church to be early today, and they can have the members of the church rallying behind the boys and giving them the support they need, because at the moment this is the time where we need divine intervention, and you need the church behind Neil.
I haven't seen their mentor, their pastor, in a long time. I'm told sometimes when he comes here and he's wearing a jacket, he just stretches it like that. And with that, goals come. So they'll be waiting for him, Muruti Jackson, to see whether he can come. Does he? With an open net, really? Is he getting his first goal? No. Biza says, hold on, you are not getting it anytime soon. That was an opportunity. Perhaps maybe he hurried his shot.
True, he hurried. If you can look at the replay, he had ample time. He had space in front of him to roll that ball, to push it even forward further. As you can see it here, he receives it, first touch, brilliant. He had a lot of space in front of him to even push it further and allow Mbiza to even come out of his position. So he hurried a bit, and probably is the frustrations that goals hasn't come.
And so the referee calls for a water break. The players will go for a water break, but I can tell you the conditions have improved really. It has become cooler as the sun disappears into the clouds. The players would welcome these new weather developments really. Just what the doctor ordered, it must be said.
And the game hasn't disappointed so far, Nelly. We are being able to see teams are taking each other left hand, right, center. So because of the weather, because it allows the players, they can run, and how the teams are displaying the ball, it's good to watch. So hopefully we can get a goal soon.
They are here to try and witness their teams playing. You would expect most of them, MASITAOKA, to be here. There has been an impasse, it must be said, between the supporters, because you would recall that this club originally, their origins and their ancestral beginnings, they come from Molepolole, and so there has been a small quartet of supporters who are not quite happy that the team has been taken away from them, because you can see they have been able to find home here. What else could they have done if the home was available here for the team? Why not? So a lot of them not quite happy really with the fact that the team is playing the games almost home away from home. So that is why you've seen the number dwindling of those that come to support the team. They do have a large following, MASITAOKA, but most of their supporters really, they are on leave, they are on holiday. They started complaining about the logo for the team, that it has changed really, and so some have chosen to stay away, but some are beginning to see the way and the direction the team wants to take. One hopes they can all come back and enjoy supporting their team.
And football has to be the winner at the end of the day. You look at Molepole, those are the people who likes football, and Molepole Stadium used to be full. So I can only say that the club, being MASITAOKA, they need to do a lot of education nearly to their supporters and try to mobilize them and to say we have found a new home and this is where we need you guys to be able to support, or sometimes just take a few games to Molepole where the people, they can appreciate the team.
They will wait until there's a proper pitch there So they will wait for that, I'm told. Until certain things are put in order, then they'll be playing most of their games here at home. They will try and please their supporters and try and play closest home. But in the meantime, this is their home really, and it's great to see what they have been able to do to this place really, a proper football home.
The ground, the facility is marvelous. You look at how they have the pitch being taken care of. This is a natural grass, Nelly, and it has to be one of the best pitches in the league. And also they have the turf where the team normally trains, and they have their youth team also using the turf.
It's a beautiful project. We talked about it. It's fresh, it's young, yet ambitious. It is the very best that football offers, and so one can only just sit back and enjoy it. Mbize, you've got to look at how he passes the ball. Mbize, very stylish the way he passes the ball. He's got that no-look pass. Mbize.
You talk about Mbize. Remember the Christmas games. I'm always told that normally when he plays those kind of games, he's always a striker. So that tells you, Nelly, that he's so comfortable and he can play. So you can see how he's kicking the ball, how confident he is.
They've stolen the ball. The ever-present La Morena. Chose it. What can they do? Easily dispossessed. Sakana. Nice ball to Dazi again. Is he going to have support in that box? Dazi. He will wait until he has support. Does very well. It's a nicely well taken ball. Just off the mark. Just a bit.
He just missed the target just by an inch, and the good thing, he's playing outside, he cuts inside and taking it with his left foot. As you can see now, he goes on the outside, he looks on the incoming players, he doesn't see numbers into the box, he shuffles, he cuts inside, and they kill him. For me, that was marvelous, that was brilliant. Mbize well beaten there.
Close, so close. Dazi is getting closer and closer. You've got to say it's simmering. It's on the horizon. What can he do? You would think it would be easier to score than to miss. The youngster, the youngest player on the pitch, La Morena, should have done better really. Found himself in a very good position. Batlopi, the young man from Duke, jersey number 4. Just in Kwening was there. Look at that. And you see how he puts his head on the ground. The youngsters really, he needs to move on, get up, get it. He needs to be happy that he was in that position.
Of course, that he's making those late runs. It's his responsibility. Playing as a 10, you expect him to make those kind of entries into the box. But you can see that his experience, how he opened his body, is not how he should have done it. But you need to talk about the quality of the cross brought into the box, the connection. Like I'm saying, he opened his ankle just too wide, but the net nearly was wide open for him to tap the ball to the net.
There is a chopping and chopping and chopping, and the referee brings the game to a halt to give a free kick to Holy Ghost. Look at this. You've got to say Dazi, he's playing very well, Dazi, isn't he? Able to catch the ball. Kolobe, Kaunda. It eludes him. He stays in that area. He's a great hunter, but I don't think he has the legs now. Bohale playing the ball behind Dazi there. they'll keep giving him those balls, Kaunda, but it must be said he doesn't have the legs more now. You've got to look at a player like him, just how old he is, and Sakana, he's bungled off the ball, no foul again. These are the things that's making him lose it a little bit. Sinono, jersey number 2, Bokhale. He's like a Rolls Royce, the way he moves on the pitch. Jersey number 2, Bokhale. Look at that. Look at that. Trying to sneak it in. And then
very calm on the ball, Nelly, and look at how he links with the front line, coming so deep from the midfield, joining there. You know, you can see that he's a player with good football brains, but of course you expect him to give a lot of balls to Daze. Today, who's playing very well, who can hold on the ball, run into the ball and get into the space and even take on the defenders. So he is a complete striker. He just need to score a goal that will even relieve the burden from him. So that's the only thing that is lacking. Otherwise, there's a true potential in him.
You've got to look at the players from Holy Ghost. I keep talking about jersey number 4 for Holy Ghost. When Patrick Kaunda, who is wearing jersey number 25, was playing in the Premier, this youngster was not yet born. And here he is, they're sharing the same pitch. Great to see. What a story.
A good story. And you talk about Batlopi, jersey number 4. He needs to have a sort of understand that chemistry with Kaunda to be able to time his runs.
It won't be given as a foul because he chickened out of the... I told you, this man, he moves like a Rolls Royce, Bokhale. He glides through the midfield. He's a marvel to watch.
I want to believe that he must be reminding you of Diram Molloy, how he plays, how relaxed he is. So that should remind you of Malam Diram Molloy.
Oh yes, he plays like he doesn't have control of the ball, and each time you throw yourself at him, he sneaks the ball away like that. Great to see, really great to watch. I'm keeping a tab on him, I'm keeping an eye on him to see exactly the kind of influence he has on the game. Jersey number 2. Bolove. Jersey number... Oh, you will find it very tough. There he is. There he is. And then he plays the ball out. What can Mbize do? Safety first from Mbize.
You know, you look at Bokhale, he's always in the position. He knows how to position himself, especially when he receives the ball. He knows that when I receive the ball, I should be in this area, and look at that pass. So that's the kind of a player that you need, that intelligence in his positions. That's what you need.
Mbize, the goalkeeper, he's a master of the pass. The goalkeeper, perfecto in terms of making that pass, really. A joy on the eye. Spins it forward. Are there any takers? The referee will blow his whistle for an offside. So no goals so far in the first half, but it has been an entertaining game with lots and lots of chances, it must be said. So we will see exactly what's going to happen. What a ball. Easy for Mbize. Mbize will spin it over to his defender. And they will go back to KK. Ramatsosa. Jersey number 20, number 79 for Holy Ghost. Denver Meyer, the Namibian. And look at how there's been very little to choose in between the two teams in terms of possession. However, MASITAOKA have been the more enterprising and the more ambitious, taking at least 5 shots at goals. There he is, the man. He's getting closer and closer as well. Bokhale.
He will get it right simply because this is the man that we talked about in the build-up, that he's so influential. So when he comes to the party, life becomes easier for MASITAOKA, and he's able to take those shots, long-range shots outside the box, and also linking up with other players. So that's a player and a half, and you can just imagine his age nearly. With game by game, the experience, he will be an untouchable in future.
Because the goals have been very elusive for MASITAOKA, they tend to hurry their game. You can see every time they're in that box, because the goals are not coming, they're edgy, they rush their decisions. Look at him. Tuto put the ball in, and you can see he's intelligent. He was expecting the defender to hit the ball, and so he positioned himself to be the first to receive it. Jose, well done. Sent 2 men the wrong way. And now the youngster, easy collection for James.
You know, Holy Ghost, they're doing so well to come out from the defensive zone, but the problem now is that when they switch on the transition from defense to attack, they need to have numbers. So that's what they're lacking in the final third.
Bize. KK. They will plant it forward. It's a ball that has got no one interested in it. And you can see they are a little spin, a very quick game really. Chizake. Bokhale. Senono will play it out wide. Over King, Ramotra. Nice ball. Does he? Tuto. Biza to the save, to the rescue. And Kaunda can set the team in attack there. Chose. The conditions have changed completely in the skies. We are having a complete cover now, and the sun has disappeared, and it will be greatly welcomed by both the spectators and the players.
Very, very favorable, you know, conditions, weather for the players and the spectators. You know, in terms of the teams, how they're playing nearly, you know, is an exciting. The only thing we're lacking is just a goal in this match to even open the game even wider, and it can even become more entertaining. So that's the goal that we're only lacking. But otherwise, in terms of the ball possession, the enterprising football, both teams are giving us that.
Nice ball out. Senono. Bokhale. And then it's a shot that's blocked. Speculative from Obaken Ramotra. From a long distance, really.
If I'm not mistaken, Nelly, Bokhale is a right-footed player. So that ball, he received it so well, but it needed a player with a left footer to try and kill it.
The youngster does very well there. Denver, it's an early ball. There won't be any takers there. Oh, you see, that was a glorious chance for Ratsukudu, really. Poor first touch. If he killed that ball, he would have been a hit to the goal post.
First touch, you know, it makes things easier. It constitutes 90%. So if he got it right, it could have made life easier for him.
Senono taking his time really, with nobody getting closest to him. Chizake, the retreating and backing off Holy Ghost. Chuto. Chizake floats it in. No takers. Umbize. He's a master of that pass, Umbize. The youngster there, you can see the difference between agility. Kaunda. He's closely policed. Arrived in good time. Lamorena, the youngster there, just in number 4, puts it wide.
The connection, Nelly, should have used, you know, the forehead instead of the side of the head to head that ball. But we talked about him, that the good, look at that good delivery from Usupili. But the good thing is that the boy is able to make those entries. But Masitaoka, the two defenders in Chizake and Kebona, they need to be mindful of those free headers into the box. So they need to be tight and apply a bit of man marking in that area.
There he is, he goes down. Demfa will easily collect Bokhale. Bokhale had to be stopped by Pila. Chose. Nice play out to Kaunda, who should have done better really to stay on side.
This is offside number 3 for him. Experienced as he is, having played in South Africa for Platinum Stars, you expect him to be able to be mindful of his line. So he reminds me of one player that he has always used to beat the offside trap, and that was Pesita. And at some point, people used to think that he has always been in an offside position, but he knew how to beat that line all the time.
James will go back to his captain, Chizake, to Sinono. The referee has seen enough. He blows his whistle for halftime. And it is what it is here at the break. Two teams that gave it all. Two teams that pushed. But they could not break the ice. We are still searching for that elusive goal. The flair was there. Anyway, the two teams were good. Very good, but with no goals to show for it. For Holy Ghost, they will have a lot to ponder about. There will be a lot of soul searching and divine intervention. There will be a lot of speaking in tongues in that dressing room, that's for sure, here at halftime. The two teams with no goals to show really, and therefore there's a lot of work to be done by the two coaches to try and see. Perhaps both will be pleased with the fact that the two teams were not without ambition to try and go forward really. It is the goals that have not been coming. So everything to do here at the football arena for Dinaledi as the two teams go into the dressing room to think about what should have, what could have. And we can confirm for you here at halftime, Masitaoka nil, Holy Ghost nil. Both teams really trying so hard to get 4 points. They understand the dynamics. They understand the connotations attached to this particular game. They know for sure they're going to need the points. It is cold there at the bottom. And Tumo, what a half we have seen. No goals, but not without plenty of drama and trying and shots at goals and everything that you can think about in a game of football.
Well, there has been action, Manelo. It has been action galore. The two teams have made efforts towards getting into the last third.
right it's a dinti di karolo ya ntla ya go ikutsa ka tselentse jalo ditlhopha tse di santse di ngangane yalo ka lefela go setlhopha motshameko le gona gore ke a botsana Premier League wa week 7 ke motshameko le gona go tsamantse le bile yalo ditlhopha ka bobedi di score di nne yalo le motshameko le gona gore ka tsamara ntse di bua thata yalo ka one mme le gale Manelo a reng go hae a re ga moruti a Holy Ghost a le teng a tsholetsa ba ke gira go iragala
se tla iragala
okay
BOTSWANA se iragala
re lebella gona gore karolo ya ntlha e tsamile ka tselentse jang
ene le bodutunyana tota sefemo ha ke re ke a lebella the two teams really I didn't see the quality that I had expected. I'm looking at a team like Holy Ghost e leng gore re buile ka yone with the players ba leng gore bana le bona. I had expected more, looking at even their position gore gongwe ba tla tsamaya le bone ba leng gore ba eletsa gore ba tse all the 3 points today, but they don't look like a team e leng gore gongwe e tsamaye ba tla gone gore e senke dino tsone tseo. The entries mo boxing tota they haven't been many. I remember just one chance e leng gore ne e ragetswe go godimo ga loko e leng gore ne ke bona gona le movement o no le botokanyana, but from there it has been MASITAOKA e leng gore ne le ka gore ba tshameke bolo ba le ka gore ba nako ntse le bone ba le kang gore ba na le that control, ba ne go sena control e pekalo because ne di na le di stop start tsa di foul go na le gona gore ba loser bolo mo tlhogo le Holy Ghost ha wina bolo immediately ba e loser a lot of turnover possessions e leng gore gongwe ne re sa bone free flowing game ne re ka tsamaya re solohetse mo tsatsi la gompieno. I think MASITAOKA had more better chances tse leng gore gongwe ke ba tsere the lead, but they were not clinical, and le tsone di shot tsa teng hela they were really not convincing gore gongwe ba iletsa gore ba ka iphitlhela ba bone sengwe. So maybe we're going to have a better second half, but the first half there's a lot that needs to be done in terms of improving how the two teams, the quality of play re boning display wa ka go DINALEDI.
Okay wana o bone the first 45 minutes
no, I think honestly hela it was a lousy 45 minutes, more so that it was devoid of goals. But in terms of creation of chances, I think here and there in patches, I think you could see that teams were really trying to creating chances. We spoke about the wing play and having the fullbacks trying to overload that wing play as well, trying to maybe tuck into the midfield. I think that's what we have seen from both teams, and that's why there was a lot of the ball midfielding for both teams. But maybe maybe a better second half because the teams that sa gone gore ba nne go nne le thrust mo go attacking ga bone the end product re sa bone le gore go nos re buile gape ka Meya. He's one person e lone ke bua thata ka ene fullback e leng gore ke motho le gore gantse le gantse mo mona over le pathata ene o ntse a dira hela thata o monela space wa dira o khathela mo teng o le ka gone gore a tsenye di bolo mo teng, but unfortunately ka bontsi ba sebaka ne ke sa gone go bona o pele gore na gona gore a le ke go tsena mo boxing gore a head di bolo tse le gore na le ka go di tseng, but ke dumela gore go tana le better second half.
Okay ke na bua loka ha di attempt tse go tsama di ro ya loke bone ba MASITAOKA tsa re simole ya loka ya bo motsotso go bo masome a mabedi le bone le gore ntse ba tsama ba ntse ba dira ya sa persone so ile sa MASITAOKA KK.
Yeah, few chances tse leng gore gongwe gone ha re ne re tsamantse re the first 15 minutes you can tell hela gore gongwe ke
no, this one is a foul, the yellow card ya stopper persone se sa MASITAOKA,
but come on, how do you do that first half hela be kana mo ke gone go mo go temotho o ipiletsa a yellow card. You can imagine the question ye leng gore gona na o tshwentse gore a tsame a tshameka ka yone. It's a foul against him, fine, but retaliation e leng gore na e diragale. They have to be a bit more strong mentally hela gore ba avoid di mistake tse di ba costanyana. Now he has to be cautious ka play ya gagwe le nako e leng gore gongwe sengwe se tlebe se diragala se ne se require gore first 15 minutes o nna frustrated mo go kana mo e leng gore o ipiletsa a yellow card. So ke dumela let's hope gore gongwe go ha e gore second half e ba a tsengwa under pressure ye yano the referee a tla ba patelesega gore a ntshe another caution e tle beng gongwe e montshetsa ko ntle but ke sengwe se e leng gore gongwe ba tla tsamantse ba bua le ene ka sone gore a re le ke gore re laole maikutlo ra itse gore a kgona go nna hae but le ka gore ra laole.
Okay, next time ke lebile gona gore ona tsamantsa a dira ka tselentseng ya the frustration ya gago ya mokatiso sehlopha kana the player ya Masitoko le megale tla re bone yalo the attempt ene ke bua ka yone ya motsotso wa bo masome a mabedi le bone gone ba ntse ba tsamaya lo ba dira ka tselentseng ja bone ba Masitoko.
Yeah, I think so se di tselo roa se ke buile ha thata ka Aramiso gore he's one person gore Masitoko ba ba thata mo go ene in terms of gore a le ke go khathela ini gore ka gona go bona that was a very good run gore we dirile but the the attempt on its own, the execution it was quite poor because it could have done better in that instance. I think first things first Bolognese na power le target I think gona go bona gore ne go sana target because na ke dumela gore how level Mbisi na start dule so the best thing sana so ra se dire could have gone maybe for the near post because on start dule Mbisi na start anticipate le gore Ramizu wa gore gala to the far post. That's why I go nile motho mo go ene gore a dive maybe le hapo bona gore it was a low ball e le gore na gona gore a gone go save motho so ke dumela gore this is one of the chances le gore Masitoko in le tsone tsele gore ha ba ka ba di dirisa in the first half ba tsona ke gore ba bona gore ba dira look at how he cuts in gona go bona even the defender wa Masitoko le ene wa gona go bona gore the Ramizu sa khathile and go gona stabile ke dumela gore na dumela gore Ramizu wa no sa bolwele but to his disappointment I think when I gone gore ga gona go dira enough
ha tsama o lebile the spaces ya nana le sone yalo gongwe motho ka reng go ba a fositse yalo the goalkeeper gona gore a tsamantsa a dira yalo a tswa yalo mo dipaleng tsa gago yalo KK.
Yeah, and talk about the pass from the midfield. That is beautiful vision, beautiful weighted pass e leng gore e ya gone ka go Ramizu. I think le ene we complimentile ka the run e leng gore ona kgona gore locate that space a ba tabogela mo go sone. Now we're talking about the execution lebella gone hana gone o tshwantsane nkebe look at where the goalkeeper is o setsa anticipate gore a leke gore a tswale angle the far post thata and he's leaving his near post open ke gore a leke gore a tsebolole hela a ba a raga a powerful shot e leng gore tsena go godimo on his near post gone ho hela ka tle go Mbize gone ha look at the space e leng gore e mo near posting ya ga ka tle go Mbize because already we anticipate le body language hela e setse itshupa gore bolwe ke batla gore ke ise to the far post so it makes it easier for the goalkeeper gore a kgone gore a save so ke dumela gore gone hana lene na tshwentse ke ba lekile gore a leke go isukunyetsa hela on the near post so the powerful high shot I don't believe the goalkeeper na tla kgona gore a tsamaye save.
Bane la attempt le bone wa stapa so sa Holy Ghost mo motsotsong wa bo masome a mararo le bongwe le yone la tsamere bona gona gore gone go ntse madira ka tsa kana ba ntse ba ire ya bone ba Holy Ghost ya lumlelo.
Yeah, gona go bona gore le bone I think gona go bona gore gona le similarity ka le gore na ma move ka te ba tsameka di ball behind the defense but gona ha le ke dumela gore it's a huge miss le ene ke dumela gore look at the cartel gore we dirile bolo e tsa tsang ha gona keeper mo pale the best thing so se dira hela ke gona gore what the target owners I think le ene hela gona go bona gore the disappointment e teng mo facing ya go bontsha la gona gore ona ka ba dirile botoka but ke ngwa dietse le gore ba ke ngwa dietse le gore di nile teng mo game gompieko in the first half o pile a tsenya cross but then ha gona motho le gore gona go I utilize botoka. I mean there's so many bodies in the box. I think for Holy Ghost they could have done better in that moment. So, they just decided to squander it, and I think this will be another chance which they will not really want to think about.
Tsara tsa mere re tabogale tsone ha re tswela go Holy Ghost re go lebella ile gore ya ka ne ntse re simolla ne re bua le gona gore Masitao ba nile le di chances tse dintsi ya lo mo motshamekong ngweno tsara mona gore ye latelang ne ba ntse ba tsama ba ntse ba ira ka tselentseng jang ya lo KK.
Yeah, I think you look at the chance tse e leng gore gongwe Masitaka ba tsamaile ba nnile le tsone ne di fola to ene Ramizo e leng gore no dumela gore as a striker some of these chances he really should be burying, but na tsamaye le gore di shot tsa gagwe they bit poor, so ke sengwe se e leng gore gongwe ba iphitlhela mo nakong ya gompieno ba sa tshwara sepe. But talking of setlhopha sa Masitaka and the chances, you have to love what Bogale is doing in the middle of the park. He's such a brilliant player. O setsa a kgona gore di pass tse ne di tswa di ya go Ramizi di ne di tswa gona ga gare ga lebala e le contribution e leng gore wa kgona gore a dire. This is another ball e leng gore ke dumela gore this one ke ne re tsamantse re lebile, but there is another ball e leng gore ne le yone ya ga Ramizi still gape a shot e leng gore I believe it is a curler with his left foot e ne ke dumela gore go tshameka yone. But also, I was talking about Khwarata Bogale ha gare ga lebala, that link up with his top man Ramizi. Re setse re kgona go bona hela gore ba kgona gore ba bonane. He's able to locate him with those passes and he's able to make those beautiful runs. E be kganya nna execution hela gore e ka re ke yone e leng gore e tsamaye sentsane e mmisa go tlasenyana. Di shot tsa go ga dina power e pe kalo e leng gore e tlo go trouble a goalkeeper like Katlego Mbize, and le ene go setse go motsenya mo mmuding Katlego Mbize kgona go bona gore once he makes a save a confidence a gagwe entse e build up yalo. But ke dumela gore on the level of play Masitaka ke bona ba tla tsamaya ba itumeletse first half ya bone.
Alright, tla re dire ka tselentse jang rata bogale yalo ka go Dinaledi ka gore go bona gore karolo ya bobedi tsa maintse ra rabolga ka tselentse jang.
Lack of luck on both the two teams. They have been going at each other. They've had opportunities to give us a score, at least a goal in this game. It hasn't been, so we will see. We are now underway under the instruction of this referee to get us underway. Masitauka will be too eager to try and get a goal. They have been playing very well. They've been fast, they've been quick, they've been sleek, but the goals have been coming. There are no goals in their play. That has been the worrying factor for their coach.
For both coaches, Nelly, because you can play good football, but at the end of the day, what matters most is the results. You need to score the goals to get the results. So you look at the lock standings, they need to improve the lock standings. And that means that playing games like this, you need to make sure that you utilize your chances and you make sure that you convert and improve your lock standings.
It has become a little bit darker because the clouds are covering nicely. The players will be quite happy with this new development in terms of the weather changes. Really, it is the goal that must come. Really, Mbize will flick it high. Bogale sends two men away, cuts the ball in. Does he? He doesn't have a support there. What can they do? La Morena plays the ball forward to Kaunda. He has seen much of the ball, Kaunda, and the defender has been very intelligent, pushing him out really to a situation where it will be very difficult for him to take a shot.
Yes, he's taking him to the side, less danger, and the defender, you know, Rabadis, he has done so well to keep him out of the line, knowing that there's no danger. But look at that ball where he just crossed it nearly. There was not even bodies into that final third. Otherwise, he could have just tried to turn his back to the play and give to other teammates so that they can at least hold on the possession.
James will come and collect. It was a difficult ball for them, really. There is a bit of wind that would tamper with play, and both two teams would be very careful, probably try and play it on the ground so that they're able to make proper passes to their teammates.
Of course, you need to avoid the high balls because otherwise it's going to be dictated by the wind. So try to keep it low, time your passes, the weight of the passes, it matters the most.
Both two teams really digging deep for points. Points have been far few in between the two teams, really. They will know for Masitauka, them and Nico United are the two teams without a win this season. So the quest continues for Masitauka for that elusive win that they are looking for. Their friends who joined them, who had been with them down there, VTM, getting their first win yesterday, so they will be relieved, really, VTM.
very relieved. And you look at the log, Nelly. VTM, they've been playing the games, lying at the bottom of the log, but now just one win against Police 11 changed everything.
The wind is picking speed and strength, like I said, and some of the billboards are beginning to fly away, really. And so it shows you the strength of the wind, really. It does look like a storm is coming, is brewing, really, out there. So we will see. Demba play the ball wide. It's a corner kick. There's a very strong wind, and you can see the supporters are sticking close to each other, stronger together to try and resist the wind. You've got to be strong, so there's comfort in a group. Agonizingly very close, over the top.
Look at the goalkeeper, Nelly. He goes out, he doesn't come with anything. So that's the mistake. You need to make sure that whenever you go out, you are sure that you are going to collect the ball. Otherwise, it's suicidal. That was unlucky for Holy Ghost.
You look at the corner flag on the other side there, it will tell you exactly just how strong this wind is. It has suddenly just broken this other side, blowing from the western part to the eastern part, really. Not in favor of any of the two teams, it must be said. So we will see who will be the quickest to adjust to such conditions. It's a game that has been played cordially, BK. We are yet to see any of the two coaches making any substitutions to try and rectify the situation or try and change things around.
Of course, Nelly, especially on the MASITAOKA side, you don't need to change yet because you have the ball position. You are making a lot of entries into the box. You are creating a lot of chances. But as for Holy Ghost, they are playing a deep block and they're trying to play on counter-attack. So far, so good for both the teams. But I'll be looking on the side of Holy Ghost, the two Zambians.
Good ball. Can he reach to it? Nice tackle there from Kebali Pile, who is also dispossessed. Can they put in a cross? It's a nice one, but Pila is able to deal with it, and Denver comes out with it. And now Holy Ghost can be on the attack. La Morena hacked from behind, really. And Sinono will get a wait from the referee. It's a tackle that says to the youngster, welcome to the Premier League.
Of course. He needs to grow with this kind of challenges, and he needs to be a man. But you can see that so far so good for him, Nelly.
17-year-old La Morena Bashopi. I don't know what you can make of his debut, really, but he has not disappointed. I'm not too sure whether he has shown whether he was shining, but neither has he disappointed in this particular game.
And one will say that timing, maybe this was the right game for him to start, because you are playing MASITAOKA, you don't have a lot of pressure. Imagine if you are to make your debut against Township Rollers or GU, the fans, the screaming, and the quality of the players you are playing against. This is the game for him to start and gain experience going forward. But what he needs is the consistency in terms of game time.
That's it. He is adjudged to have fouled the defender there. Not quite pleased. The game seems to be a little bit squibbly because of the two teams struggling really to put the ball under control due to the strong wind. And like I said, maybe they need to opt for those passes on the ground really than try and play the ball side. Look at that. Look at how he's able to keep the ball and easily eliminates his opponent, La Morena. What a player.
What a player, Nelly. He needs to grow with game time, and you can see that he's so comfortable. It doesn't scare him. Even when he makes a mistake, he forgets about it and wants to be involved in the play again.
Another chance there. Nice shot, nice try, but goes with the wind. Is it Chose? You've got to look at that. Even on him, can see where he's taking the shot from, really. Up with the wind.
And Masitaoka, they need to deal with the second ball because they've been struggling to deal with the second ball, and that gives Holy Ghost chance to even score and create, at least make the keeper saves.
Sakana Buhale. Oh, nice build up by Masitaoka. Can he have the finish that's required? Does he? You can see how they play. Counter. They will play the ball out to. There seems to be a problem on the pitch for Masitaoka player who immediately goes on the ground there.
You can see the game plan from Holy Ghost is very clear. Let's wait for them, let them enjoy the possession, let them come at us. But once we get the ball, we'll try and use the speed up front and utilize the likes of Kaunda, because he's got that ability to take on the defenders. But as for Masitaoka, they need to be mindful. They need to have numbers. They need to make sure that the moment nearly they lose the ball, they press. The defending starts from where you are losing the ball. You need to press the men on the ball and deny them the time and the space on the ball.
He's holding on to his boot, suggesting maybe there's a problem, Senono, with the feet. So perhaps maybe an indicator that he might just need to be replaced. These are some of the spectators who are here, some of whom are coaches for different teams, really, coming to see exactly how these two teams are playing. The Premier League seemingly on recess because of the FIFA break, and it will give an opportunity for some of the coaches to come and see and go back and plan for the two teams if they have to play them.
Of course, you need to reflect, especially when your team is not doing well. You need this time to make sure that those that are missing their players, nearly they get their players fully recovered and bounce back when the league returns. But as for teams that are doing well, you'll always want to carry on building the momentum going forward and grind the results.
Bohale, it lies like a Rolls Royce, I've said it. It's a good ball. Denver will clean up. Look at how easily they're able to come out of that. Oh, the referee says he played the ball, but he was a little bit more aggressive, it must be said, really. Sends the man the wrong way. What a ball. What a ball to find the man. What can he do? Does he? Does he? The defense has done very well there. Kebali Pile policing him, and he looked to the heavens. Does he to say, my God, how have thou forsaken me?
And they don't give him the space. So the moment he receives the ball, they make sure that they press him so that he can be quick to release the ball. And that's why we haven't seen him so much in the game, especially having that chance to be look at that ball, look at that ball, look at where he's facing and how he's able to bring that brilliant pass. But look at Dazi, 3 to 4 men around him. They press him, they don't give him chance and space on the ball.
This is how he was injured, and the referee opting or blowing for play on the, and he is not very happy. He feels he should have gotten something there. The referee choosing to say that it's there was nothing in it, really. And just as we are about to begin, another man goes down on the ground. Like a heap of sand, he goes tumbling in. It looks like it's Unaletata Obupile. And BK Masitaoka will make those changes. They will put in jersey number 6 as well as jersey number 27 in.
You look at the sub they just made. Remember, they just got a forced sub in Sinono, being injured, coming out, and they're bringing in jersey number 6, Ramolali. Is just a direct sub because he's also a defensive midfielder, so he's coming in to replace Sinono, who is out, and also try and keep the shape in the midfield. But you look now at Putero Mwabi, who's coming in. He's a left winger, so trying to make sure that they utilize the width and take on defenders, because they've seen that at the back nearly Holy Ghost they are applying a deep block. So now we need to go at them and try and force them to make fouls around the box or even in the box and get a penalty. So hence they're bringing in an offensive player like him.
We are all waiting for that goal, really. Like I said, it's been elusive. We have not been able to get any. We've all been waiting here. Bize, confirmation of that sub. Ramolale in for Sinono. And is it a forced substitution as the heavens begin to open up now and rain comes falling down? Kaunda, speculative. And now here's another man for Ratchukuru, out injured. Putero in for him. And then, so I don't know what you make of these subs.
You can see them, that is a forced change, and now they're bringing also an offensive player. This tells you that they want to take the game to Holy Ghost, who are just sitting too deep and waiting to play on counter-attack. So that tells you that the mindset is not to sit at the back but try to attack.
It is still 0-0 to Masitaoka and Holy Ghost, who are still in search of that goal. 60 minutes into the game, we are yet to have that goal. So Bize, I don't know which of the two will be happier with a point. I don't know who will be assisted by a point this afternoon.
A point will not work for anybody nearly, because where they're lying on the table is not good for either of the two coaches. So the maximum points will do well for whoever wins today and improve the log standings, and also to relieve pressure from the coaches and players.
We will try and play in, mopping up, cleaning up really. And there's a player who's still receiving attention just behind the goal post there. And Bohale and Kevalipile will play the ball out. You can see the medical team, they're all rushing to go and help. Is it Denver? It does look like it's the Namibian. No, it isn't him. And trying to give him some immediate attention really. What can we do? It's a floated ball. It's a dangerous ball really. It eludes them. La Morena, Denver will mop up. It doesn't go too far. It's a corner kick. They will clear the lines Holy Coast. But you can see now.
The guy sitting outside is Rabadisi. This is number 5 to Holy Ghost. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, Rabadisi, the left leg.
Kenose will invite Denver. He accepts the invitation, goes forward, and easily dealt with by Masitaoka. conditions have become very difficult for everyone here at this arena. The storm has just taken over really. Mukhale, it's a heavy touch. It's a heavy touch. And
good interplay Nelly from Masitaoka. You can see that this kind of play, it comes from the training ground. But look at now the player who's coming in, jersey number 16, Wabile Makopo. It's a direct substitution. He's a left back naturally, and he's replacing Gabadis, who was operating on the left hand side. So there's no change tactical as in how they're going to play defensively and going forward.
Morena. It's a nice ball. Can he get there? Kebali Pile does very well there to avert the danger there. Mbize. James will take care of it and will try and start play.
He hasn't been tested, Nelly. He hasn't been tested.
No, he hasn't. You would say he's been on holiday, really. Holy Ghost have often flattered to deceive in this match, and he hasn't had a lot to do as a goalkeeper. Dempa, the ball gaining speed and going outside, and now they will make another substitution here. BK, the youngster, will be quite happy for his debut, taking him out for the much more experienced Ramapane.
He has played well, Nelly, on his first debut in the Premier League, being able to link up with other players, and the two chances that he had in the first half. So you can only say he needs to be consistent, and with game time, that's when he can only grow.
He's one for the future, that's for sure. That I can promise you. He's a player with full potential. La Morena Batlopi, the young lad from Luzwe, making his debut just at 17 years of age. Great to see, great to watch. The captain for Masitaoka will float the ball in. Can they use the wind? Biza comes out, does very well to at least have contact with the ball. It's a wasted ball, and they can argue all afternoon, it won't change anything. And the midfielder quickly puts his hand up there to apologize for a poor pass.
You look at Pila, he's been drawn deep into his own half, and that leaves a bit of space in the midfield. And
Reloaded. Let's go. Wanna feel alive, but I ain't. How I keep on. Rest, but with rest.
This is where it's at. This is where all the magic happens.
We all wait. Be part of that, so that you can say you were also there when MASITAOKA got their first win of the game, of the season rather.
Looking at the pitch, I want to believe that they have a good drainage system, Nelly, to be able to hold the water so that it doesn't stick into the ground. And also for the players, you need the right boots for this kind of situations.
Do you think there will be a point where the referee can decide the game has to be stopped? Pila, he dilly-dallied really. Dilly-dallied until they were able to come in and clean up. And I can tell you the rain is coming down now. And just as they do that, BK, MASITAOKA, in search of that goal, they will make this substitution here. And they are taking the man who was expected to spearhead that win. Bohale, he comes out, the lanky midfielder. He lines like a Rolls Royce in that midfield. He's a joy to watch.
He hasn't done so much, especially second half. First half he was brilliant to watch, but now they're bringing jersey number 19, Bakansulan, that we have spoken about during halftime, that this is the right man to come on as a sub, bringing the fresh legs, because he's got the pace nearly in him to be able to take on players and create something for MASITAOKA. So this is the right man to come in second half.
Does it? It lies from him. Can Mbiza keep it in? It's a slopey field, and he does well though to come and rescue the situation. Not an easy setup this afternoon for any of these teams. And the goalkeeper will take his time to try and cool the game down. Okay, there he goes. Kaunda stripping the opponent, and the referee having none of it. The conditions have gotten difficult and more difficult with a bit of rain now, the heavens opening up. Can the Holy Ghost deal better? Look at that, stripping the player from behind. Outside boot pass, what a pass.
But you look between the two attacking players for both teams, you see that Daze has been the one who has been busy running, trying to keep the defense busy and taking them out of position to allow the incoming players to occupy their space and probably be on the right spot. But not so much balls that has been able to come to him that could even test Mbiza's second half.
You've got to love the setup here. All the ball boys for this afternoon belong to DINALEDI Football Academy. The youngsters there, glad in their uniform and everything else. So their parents are also here to try and support them. Here they are. Good to see that all their parents are here trying to support the kids and also try to help them get closer to the game and understand the game much more. It's an opportunity for these youngsters to be closest to football, see the action right on the line there.
To be involved, Nelly, and the most important thing is when the team is playing home, you need to bring them, have them playing a game just before the game, the main game, so that they can also get the chance to be exposed and also seeing their brothers playing so that they can get the inspiration.
Holy Ghost, can they do, is it an offside? And the flag goes up. There seems to be an altercation between Kaunda and the coaching staff. They are slightly disappointed, perhaps, that maybe they should have held the line better as an experienced player. And Dazi is judged to have used a little more aggression in trying to retrieve, in trying to win that ball.
And you talk about Kaunda. I think he has played his part in this game. So now it's time to introduce the likes of Tupa, who can run, the likes of Christopher Kasola, who can also challenge the defenders for Masitaoka, because as it stands, Masitaoka, they're just having a holiday in terms of dealing with the front line of Holy Ghost.
That pass again from Umbizi. He's enjoying himself. Holy Ghost, the Ghost, and it's a chance gone.
It's the first touch. It's the first touch, Nelly. So you need to have it. You can't be taught. You need to have it, and it makes life easier for you when you have it.
Does very well to retrieve the ball. He plays very well, but there is no support for him really. He has fought in that line. He has not been lucky to get a goal that he's looking for. Denver releases Kaunda. Can he play an early ball? It's poor.
You play it away from the goalkeeper. You play it away from the goalkeeper for the incoming players. But Kaunda, like I'm saying, he has played his part. So it's for the coach now to try and bring fresh legs who can change the game and take the game to Masitaoka.
You can see the improvisation by the ball boys, really trying to look for some raincoats. How the little ones can think these days to try and protect themselves from the rain. They know the job must be done really. There's no place to hide for them. Can there be a place to hide for these two teams after this game? They know for sure that the relegation quagmire staring at them there. They would have to do better. They will have to up the tempo. They will have to up the ambition. They must stay resolute. They need to nick the game a bit higher. Is perhaps too much on the defender. Masitaoka, they will play to the captain, Chizake. Chizake. Can they have a chance really? Why are they not taking shots at goal? Because they do seem to have an opportunity on side. What can he do? Holy Ghost! Playing it wide, it will be difficult for him really to, can see now, that opportunity is now gone. Masitaoka have been able to put in a lot more players back in there. So you can see why there are 3 men on the floor. 3 men on the floor. I don't know how that happened. It's him, Pila on the floor, and then 2 more players from Masitaoka. You see that?
You could be wondering, Nelly, how it happened. You just need to see it with a replay. But this man on the picture, Michael Pila, has been a pillar to this team, Holy Ghost, in terms of marshalling the midfield and cutting all the attacks, intercepting, and also being able to play going forward.
He's been around as well, Pila. Tried his luck at Township Rollers as well. So he's gone through a number of teams, really.
Systems as well. He's been there.
And they'll be attended on the field. And look, we go here. The players would be, Pila plays the ball in, and from that shot that he took, then he was down. But now the captain looks like he's going to be up. He will be taken out. And you can see, I told you there's comfort in togetherness. Now they've broken into dance and song, probably to try and keep warm. There's no time to try and sit down. And so the ghosts are here. They are looking for that game to see exactly what's going to happen. And the game will start with or without the two MASITAOKA players. And the goalkeeper delaying the restart of the game. I think he's trying to get his player or his teammates back on the pitch, because they had 2 men out and now they have their full complement, MASITAOKA. It's a foul on the man who was just brought on. Look at that. Turning here. Heck from behind, really. Although they are trying to say there was no foul, clearly you can see that there was a foul on Bakan there.
And the referee had a clearer vision to be able to call that one, because indeed there was contact, and that's a foul in favor of MASITAOKA.
The game in the second half has been characterized by the too many stoppages, really, either due to the injuries or just the balls just going there. But you can see that Holy Ghost are guilty of more offsides, and most of them coming the way of Kaunda, who has not been able to perfect or time his runnings. Here comes Holy Ghost. It's a good ball. And who is brave enough to go for all the points at this time of the game? We are making countdown to the final whistle. Who wants it more? Chelsea number 3 will play out. Meyer. Oh, could have been a ball. Let's see what happens. Here comes Holy Ghost onside. What can he do? Can he have support? He cuts inside. Will he have support? Does he? Place it behind the man, really. That was an opportunity for MASITAOKA. They have let it go, really. What a pass. And now Chizake. Kaunda. And so you can see Kaunda not very happy with his teammate, really. And Dazi will go out. Ohotsing will come in for the last 7 or so minutes. Dazi out. Let's have Ohotsing in. He's brought on to try and get that goal. Will he?
It's a tactical, switch, Nelly. Dazi is a natural center forward. Ohotsing is more of a winger, but in the absence of Dazi, he's the one who is going to be leading the front line. So we shall see that in his new role. Can he bang the goals? Can he bring something? Can he give them options going forward? We shall see.
It's a ball. Let's see, James puts the ball forward for MASITAOKA to chase. Chizake, Chuto, Pramotwa. Here comes MASITAOKA. It's a ball that goes out. Kaunda blips it into the air really. And Pila. Biza. I don't know who would be the happier of the two coaches really. Perhaps maybe Holy Ghost because they're playing away from home. To come up with a point, maybe not too bad for them. But for MASITAOKA, they've got to look at all the other teams that have to come in here. And they'll think that perhaps Holy Ghost would have been a team that would have given them the 3 points that they so much need.
Of course, and also considering the fact that they haven't beaten MASITAOKA ever since these two sides have met. So getting a point away from home, it can be a boost. But not so much for them because they need to improve where they are in the log, because you don't need to be stuck there. But looking at the substitution, they're bringing out a right winger and putting in another striker in Tupa.
Great chance really, and Imbiza collects. Should have done better really. It needs to be said, there's a limit to everything. You could say for the project for MASITAOKA, they are patient, but the coach should be worried, because the longer it takes for them to get that first win, the more pressure it puts on the technical team really.
Of course, because at the end of the day, you still need to save the status of being in the Premier League. So you need to make sure that as much as it's a youth building project, you need to get the results and make sure that you stay up there. And remember, Nelly, that last season, this is the team that was on song under the guidance of Mandla Mpofu that finished number 7 last season.
It's a corner kick. MASITAOKA with everything to do in terms of defending this corner will have to do very well really to ensure that they are saving the corner. Great corner, well defended there. Can he get to the ball? It skids off the turf, out for a place kick. And Imbiza taking his time really. Clearly you can see they would have said ahead of this game, if you were to come with a point away from here, they would have been very pleased with a point at least.
And we can see Imbiza playing the tactics there to try and eat the time, chop on the time. And for Holy Ghost, of course, they'll be happy to get a point from home, but it should be worrying for a team like MASITAOKA Nelly, because surely at home they're not getting the results, and that should be a big concern, because whenever they play away from home, they always get the point.
Cousin, what can they get from here? It's a powerful shot. Corner kick. They've got to look at these kind of set pieces really. MASITAOKA, they've tried during play. They must now look for set pieces to try and make something out of this game.
They have to, and you see now the likes of Butile, he's no longer occupying the wide areas, he's trying to get inside.
Look at Imbiza there, enjoying himself, Imbiza. Kaunda onside, a heavy touch. They have to fight with everything they have, these players. Denver. Fila. He offers so much calmness to the Holy Ghost.
And he's not one of those players that are fast, Nelly, but he's able to read the game. Yes, he's slow, but it's the mindset, is the brain that is able to anticipate. His timing so perfect, and how he's able to dish those balls, switching the play, it's one of his strengths.
Masitaoka still trying to conjure up that opportunity to get that elusive goal that can give them the win in this particular game. It's a goal kick to the Holy Ghost. They will look to the heavens, Holy Ghost, in a game in which really Masitaoka were asking a lot more questions. The heavens opened up, and perhaps maybe some divine intervention, that a cloud just came up, the conditions changed, became difficult for everybody. Perhaps what the Holy Ghost may have prayed for.
Perhaps, Nelly, but they're an improved side, especially in the second half. We've seen them attacking and having a number of corner kicks, so that tells you that they've been knocking on the doors of Masitaoka.
Skistem, this football game can be very cruel. Just a minute on the clock, anything can change anytime. Oh, what a pass! He is not able to bring it down quite quickly. And off your pictures there, the fourth official would have indicated something there. But then again, look at that. How about that? But the wind really dealing with the...
You look at that switch. That switch, Nelly, brilliant. The weight of the pass, but the first touch, as we said, let so many players down. It could have made the difference, but also the wind playing its part there.
That's confirmation of how much time has been added for you to see exactly how long can we wait for that goal. Will it come? Denver to the rescue.
And Denver is always on time. You see him going forward when they attack, and when it's time for him to defend, he comes in quickly and do his primary role, which is to defend.
He's been solid. He's offered them something offensively as well, without neglecting his duties of defending. It's a great ball. Oh, speculative. Nothing comes out of it. You know, for some of these coaches, the dreaded time comes for the interviews after the game to try and justify why you could not win the game. And most coaches really, they dread at this time of the game where you have to be up there trying to explain why or what happened in terms of why you couldn't get the points, especially if that win is not coming. So you've got to pity the Masitaoka coach. Demba, Taylor, a man makes Demba makes that run. Like we said, he has been available offensively and defensively. Took his sides off the ball really. Taylor, Demba to counter. What a game he has had, Denver. It's a heavy pass. And Biza will let it go out. You can see the body language for most of the players on the pitch. Holy Ghost are happy with a point.
They're happy, they're away from home, and the results haven't been favorable to them. So playing away from home and coming with a point, it's something for them. But as for Masitaoka, playing at home and results not coming, they should be worried, because when they go away from home, they always get the points. Remember, not so far, they went to Orapa where they played to 1-1 draw, but whenever they're home, they're not getting the result. So that should worry the coach and also the players, because when you are competing and you want to get the results, you need to make sure that when you are playing at home, Nelly, you get the maximum points.
It's a corner kick, one that must be defended by MASITAOKA, and it doesn't go past the first man really. You gotta say poor, and the referee calls for the final whistle. And that's how it ends here at DINALEDI Football Academy. You can see most of MASITAOKA players on the ground, on the floor, dejected, disappointed that they could not get a win this afternoon. That win still elusive. That win still far away for MASITAOKA. And Biza has put in quite a shift this afternoon. Clean sheet for him. He'll be happy.
He will be happy, Nelly. He's played the game. He understands the importance of being able to lead from the back, especially as a captain. But as for MASITAOKA, you can see, Nelly, the body language that this game they needed to win, they needed to get the result, but the results are not coming, so they should be worried. And let's hope that going into the FIFA break, it will now give them chance to work on the team, and also hope that the players that are injured, like your Brand Mankanku and Monta Ines, who are influential in their game, they will come up fit and ready to roll.
That's the full-time story here at DINALEDI Football Academy, and this game unfolded right before our eyes, and the Holy Ghost tried from distance really, and MASITAOKA defense, they were quite alert and neat at the back, ensuring all the time really that they mopped things up. However, MASITAOKA had the better of the chances really in terms of entering into that box. They fluffed their chances, and they could just not stay calm in that area, and perhaps that explains why in most of their games they don't have the goals.
Of course, Nelly, and also looking at how teams, these two teams are doing. The other one has -6, which is Holy Ghost, and MASITAOKA, they have -2. So that tells you that almost every game they're playing, they always concede. So keeping a clean sheet for both two teams, it then gives them the confidence and say, now defensively we have improved. So now what we need to do is going forward and make sure that as much as we are creating, but now we need to convert those chances.
You can see they try, look at this ball here. If it wasn't for that really, it would have been a different story. And the stats will confirm to you how this game has gone. The full-time stats will tell you MASITAOKA were the much more offensive and took more shots. They have more shots on target really to Holy Ghost just one. And they made more fouls because they wanted it more. However, you can clearly see they had possession of the ball. It is what they did with the ball that counts, particularly in the last third. So that is the story so far for these two teams really, and they will go home with a point apiece. Two more for the game we've seen this afternoon.
Well, it has been a beautiful game, Manelo. It ends in a goalless draw for the two teams, the winning teams, and sharing the spoils. It will be a point to the two teams. Now, joining me is one of the best performances today in Michael Pillar. Mike, tough game, a draw. Is it a fair reflection of the game today?
Yeah, I think it's a fair reflection of the game because it was a game of two halves. They had their half, we had our own half on the second half.
Now, what was the instruction coming from the coach going ahead into the start of the game?
Yeah, going ahead into the start of the game, he was looking for 3 points because looking at the table, the bottom teams have now won. So we needed the 3 points to capitalize at least, so that as the games go on, then we're a bit in the mid-table.
Congratulations for your performance today and all the best for the future.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Well, that was Michael Pillar, the man of the match today. Now joining me will be the head coach of MASITAOKA, a team that had a fair share of the possession here today. Machine, you came in wanting the 3 points. A fair reflection of the game being the result today?
I don't think so. I thought we were very dominant in the first half. Created very good chances. Unfortunately, our finishing let us down. We need to be a bit more composed in the first half. Second half, for some reason, we chose to go long quite often, and the pitch was very slippery. And we kind of like lost control of the game. But I don't think they created any chances, to be honest, to hurt us.
In terms of the final third, your players could not deliver that final ball, and most oftentimes they were delivering the ball behind the main striker there. What was the problem?
Look, it's been our biggest challenge, but I think first half, our build-up play in the second phase was a lot better. We got into the box. Like I'm saying, it was an issue of composure around the box in terms of the final pass. We need to work on that. To be honest, I think we had very good chances in the first half to have scored today.
Finally, the international break comes in now. Is it a blessing or a regression now?
Look, like I said, we have got quite a number of players that are out with injuries. It gives us a time to work on those, and hopefully by the time we come back, we'll have a full squad. But I think, based on today's performance, if we can build on this, I think we're getting somewhere.
All right. Thank you very much, Coach, for your time. All the best in the future.
Thank you very much.
Well, that was Coach Machine Talobantaga. Now we'll be joined by Coach Javara. Your thoughts, please.
Yes, first and foremost, I would like to thank God for the result and the performance of the boys. Is our first game not allowing a goal. So to me, it's a plus, especially when you are playing away to a stubborn team like MASITAOKA. It's a good side, and we really fought hard. We really wanted a win. It's unfortunate that God said, this is your result. So we appreciate God for that.
You seemed to play a low block in the second half, and indeed in the first part of the first half. Was this deliberate to try and manage MASITAOKA?
That is true, because it's a tricky team, and they have players, young players with pace and skill. So we said if we play an open game, they're going to punish us. So we need to play a cautious game. That's why we tried our level best to manage them. Although even themselves, they had so many chances to bury the game, but we stand firm as well.
What areas you need to now work on in the international break?
It's our finishing. You saw we had 3 one-on-one situations, just keeper to beat, but we failed to convert. I think the FIFA break will help us to blend our strikers equally, the midfield, so that at least come our next game, we should come with a bang.
All right, Coach, hard luck today, getting a point at least, and all the best in the future.
Thank you very much.
All right, so that is how it ends right here at DINALEDI Academy, as it ends in a goalless draw between the two teams. That is MASITAOKA as well as Holy Ghost on this one. Now, this is perhaps maybe a game that the two teams needed to win in order to capitalize and move up on.
Ola ka tsentseng jalo motshameko wa setlhopha sone so e le sa MASITAOKA ga mogalo le Holy Ghost motshameko le gona gore ditlhopha tsa o di tshamekile ya lo maleka a le fela go setlhopha ga sone hela motshameko le gore no tshamekiwa go tse gona gore go tshamekiwa motshameko mongwe o no thulantsa lo setlhopha sone sa Nico United ga mogo ya lo le setlhopha sone sa letsa traffic me traffic ba fentse ya lo motshameko o ka dinotse tharo go e lengwe motshameko mongwe no tshamekile ka go lobatse sport complex ka kwa ne re bona ya lo setlhopha sone se le sa BDF 11 ba tshameka ya lo setlhopha sa systems me la bola ke tlhola gone ka go setlhopha sa BDF ne ba leader yalo ka no e lengwe go le fela ke tsotsa ba di diragala le tsa BOTSWANA Premier League mo letsatsi lone la gompieno re garela ka tselentse jang 30 seconds
Yeah, I think the two teams really result. I think they didn't express themselves that much. MASITAOKA, like the coach said, finishing up on a very poor. I think they were so indecisive. Final thirding in short. So they have a lot that they need to work on. On the bright side, the two teams did not concede like the previous games. Defensively, but recently. On other results, big congratulations to Slopasa Taifiki. Indeed, by Tupa Tota ba maintain a status sabone more Premier League, and it's good to see them. But we can imagine
30 seconds. No,
I think Coach Ugoto will be the happier of the two coaches. But then with international break on the horizon, I think it's a blessing in disguise for the two coaches to at least maybe have some of the suspended or injured players back into the team, ahead of a very tough fixtures coming ahead. So it was such an incredible week 7.
Motamko no one stop on so Sabidia for the systems always we can stop on so or Sabidia for Baseralo 3 points from systems. Do you want to Jalo Tamafala Vicky Mr. Juaneha until meet again next time and I give Kevin our fame game.
Box o akole di channel tse dintsi mahala o sa duele sepe ka kgwedi di filimi di drama di kgang di popai le metshameko kgwele ya dinao e mo metshameko ko Khuduga TV le BTV se jewe ke bodutu Set-top box o ka e bona mo dikantoro tsa security systems le fatse ka bophara ke 450 pulanyana fela ga o duele sepe ka kgwedi di letsa ko 3111811 re ta go thusa
ke mo karagane yo ke mo karaga iyo rona re ja tlhako Azishi
Hello, Jomi, Bukai,